Hello, and welcome back to Mini Adventures of Mini. So this week I'm diving into some of the modular characters that have been released for this month's Artisan Guild set. This month we're getting some demons, and they really inspired me for trying to paint like a large number of them, and I'll be getting into that a little bit during the painting. But I'm probably going to have demons for like the next couple of videos I do on this channel, so be prepared for that. And for the structure of this video, I'm going to be going a little bit into more of like a discussion topic around why I decided to start painting these and what I'm going to be doing with them. I got some positive feedback from when I did my scatter terrain video. People seem to like me talking about the pros and cons of different kinds of scatter and whatnot. So I'm going to be doing something kind of along those lines today while I have the painting going on in the background. I will be touching a little bit on what I'm doing since I'm adding in a couple of new things in this one, but overall I do want to talk about the surrounding topic concerning the particular miniatures that I'm working with there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and I will show you how I did this one. Alright, so here we've got our little starter image for our Demon Gruntling, which is from the February release for Artisan Guild's monthly releases. This month was the demon set, and this is one of the modular demons that you can get from that. I'm starting off here with this German Panzer Gray primer. It's a new color of primer for me that I'm trying out here. It's a nice dark gray, but not a total black. So I'm trying to use it as a base for zenithal priming, as you can see here. I primed it in this dark gray so that I get that dark gray shadow, but it doesn't go all the way to black. So I think it will help pick up color a little bit better. And then I use my inks to do a quick zenithal. And then after I put on the inks, I do a quick spray of primer just to make sure everything sticks while I work on it with mostly contrast paints today, just trying to be careful and get all of the spots. And I enjoyed this methodology that I'll probably start making it kind of a standard for me in the future. But I did want to talk a little bit about why I decided to work on this one and what's going on around it. I am painting this one as kind of like a tester for printing a whole bunch of them. I want to print like 30 of these guys because they are a perfect alternative model for a model that I use in playing the Warhammer tabletop game. I really like playing tabletop strategy games, things like Warhammer 40k, War Machine, and the like. And when I play Warhammer, I tend to play mostly 40k, and I play an army faction called Chaos Demons. And in this faction of Chaos Demons, there are these small troop options that I can bring called Bloodletters, which are basically your kind of like small demon warriors. They're the basic army of the basic unit of the army, and I can bring them in units of 10 to 30, and they're great and everything, but they're so uniform that you have to start doing some funky things to be able to like tell different units apart. Doing things like doing different colors around the bases and whatnot, which I don't really like and can kind of start looking a little bit silly. So sometimes when you find something like this, which is a great alternative to the existing like Games Workshop model, it can be really nice to bring these in as kind of like just an alternative to the existing one. They're pretty much almost exactly the same size. The base is the same, and they would work as a great proxy or substitution. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. This is my tester piece. I printed out this one to represent what would happen if I did multiples of these, and just to see how well it would work. Overall I was pretty satisfied. I'm also playing around with the contrast paints here because this is also a test to see how hard it will be to try and like batch paint like 30 of these guys, because I don't do a lot of batch painting because I find batch painting to be like soul destroying and I don't like working on it. But it's something that I want to get better at so that I can get through it quickly and still have a very nice like tabletop standard that looks good. And so far, I'm thinking that the trick to that is just going to be to work in smaller batches, maybe no more than like 4 or 5 models at a time, just to maintain my own sanity. And these guys, the main disadvantage is that they're actually more detailed than the Games Workshop Bloodletters, because the Games Workshop Bloodletters don't have any like separate clothing or armor or anything. It's just them and their bodies and their sword. They don't even have hair or anything, so it's like the ways that you can paint them are somewhat limited. That's good for like getting batch painting done, because I could basically just quickly zenithal a whole group of them and drop a red glaze on them, and I'd basically be done. But these guys just look so cool, and I think it would be awesome to have them on the board. And I believe that most groups, like most friendly groups that play Warhammer, are pretty friendly about allowing in like model substitutions. There's like a whole community of like model substitutions that go on with that sort of thing, and I think people are usually fairly receptive to that. It's not usually that big of a deal, as far as I can tell, to most people to allow the model substitutions. I've seen other people doing it before, and they haven't gotten really any crap for it, so it's not too big of a deal as far as I can see. And there are more Artisan Guild models that would be fantastic sculpt substitutions for other Chaos Demon models, so I'll probably be showing off 1 or 2 of those here in the next couple weeks as well. But that's just kind of what was inspiring this, is I wanted to have this awesome alternative sculpt. So these guys can be used for much more than just those bloodletters. They have a lot more weapon options than I showed here. There's like 2 or 3 different kinds of swords, as well as axes and clubs and shields and whatnot, just to get everything settled up and whatnot. So they're great for variety of like demon warriors for D&D or potentially other games. But I saw this and I immediately saw an alternative bloodletter for Warhammer, and I decided I have to try and pursue it. And these weren't so difficult to paint that I think I couldn't do a whole bunch. And here in a second you'll see I actually did go and paint 4 more, so that I have like a small squad of 5. I need to paint at least 5 more to have a minimum squad for Warhammer, but this is my starting point, and I think that they look fantastic. So here you go. Here's my small little group of bloodletters. They typically only have like the 1 sword and the offhand is empty, so that's how I did all of these guys, but they are just fantastic for this. And I love these models and these sculpts. They're so much more fun and dynamic than the ones I'm used to working with on bloodletters. So great job, Artisan Guild. Keep up the great work. I love this stuff. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I've been having a lot of fun putting these videos together and trying to learn and do new things. So if you like this format, please leave a comment down below and let me know. I always like trying out new things and getting feedback from everybody. There's definitely more to talk about on these sorts of topics and other style topics in the future. So if people are interested in getting more videos in this kind of fashion, let me know. It's kind of a subtle change for me, but it requires a bit of a different thinking process overall. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps out tremendously. And if you want to catch more videos in the future, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever any of my videos go up. If you are interested in some behind-the-scenes pictures and additional notifications for when videos go up, please check out my Facebook page. You'll find a link to that down in the description. In addition, if you are interested in helping support me directly, I do have a link to a Patreon page down below, as well as a link to my Etsy store where I occasionally put up miniatures that I've painted for sale. And with that, I hope to see everybody back here again next week.